And welcome everybody, and here we are in lovely Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia, home of the Eastern Shore Breakers as we get set to go here today. It will be game number 4 of the ECJLL female final as the Breakers have extended with a win earlier this week in overtime to get us to this game 4. Wolves lead the series 2-1. It's a do or die for the Breakers, and the Wolves would dearly love to win the East Coast Cup here tonight. But the Breakers have other ideas. As if you've been watching this series, you know as well as I do that all these games could have gone either way. Two games to overtime, and the one win was only by a single goal. As the Wolves take the floor, it'll be the Breakers in the black and yellow, Wolves in the white and blue. As we get set to go here, there goes the buzzer, and we'll get the opening honor song and national anthem as the players get set up. Oh, I'm supposed to introduce myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Larry McVicker. Larry Cherry, as the kids have called me, as we get set to go here tonight. Thank you for being with us, as both teams will line up. And we'll wait for the MC to start us off here tonight.
Prior to the singing of our national anthem, the ECJWLL would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Acknowledging that we are in good body, the traditional ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people is a way of showing respect for and honoring our shared history and shared treaty relationship. Our relationship is one peace and friendship. It is very important that we continue to recognize our shared history.
So here we go. The starting festivities are complete. Now it's time for the main show as both teams will get ready to take the floor. Unfortunately, I don't have our color commentator here tonight, Brendan Smithson. We'll miss you dearly, but he's not far away. He's down there wearing the black and white stripes as he'll be officiating this game from the floor. Unfortunately, we don't get his analysis in between. But thanks a lot, Brendan. Can't wait to do another show with you. As here we get set to go. 21 versus 21 at the center dot. It'll be Batchelder versus Hovey as they've become well acquainted over the series and through this game. Breakers looking to spoil the Wolves' perfect season last game, and now they're looking to continue on with that. As looks like Collins had a equipment malfunction and fixed the helmet there. A little bit of a delay as I think we're missing an official. No, Brendan's off the floor. Maybe I can get him to come up and join us. Looks like well, it was an issue with the shot clock in the Wolves end of the arena. It's only got a single digit in as they're looking to get a little bit of an equipment malfunction as they deal with that. Both teams are ready to start off on the floor here as we get set to go. 20 minutes on the clock, 3 20-minute periods. As I said, game 4. Eastern Shore Breakers looking to extend this to a game 5 final. Wolves would dearly love to end the series tonight with a win. As it looks like they got the shot clock up and going. There we go. Well done, timekeeper. A little bit of extra rest. Now the players are ready to go. Here we go. Hope you're settled in for some great lacrosse here as we're coming to you from Eastern Shore Community Center in lovely Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia. Game 4 of the ECJLL female finals. There's Brendan, number 21 with the stripes. Here we go. Starting face-off now. The trap, that's Batchelder. Will start off. Gets a bump from Dietrich. Batchelder back up with it. Over to Collins. Collins rolls up top for the Breakers. Collins puts that across. Pass goes wide as Van Bilzen picks it up in the corner. Challenged immediately by McMillan, who is the reason that we're here tonight after tying it up and sending it to overtime. The last game. Here we go. Hovey back down low, rolling up top is Hamilton. Over to Coffin. Coffin shakes off a hit, gets a pick. Coffin with a shot, and that's a save by McDonald in nets for the Breakers. Coffin immediately on the forecheck, able to pop the ball free. Bourgeois comes back up with it. Down the floor, Batchelder looks to pick it up. Gets a hit from Coffin right away, and we're getting a penalty. As Coffin will head to the box, I believe that'll be a high stick. 2 minutes high sticking is the call. 19:01 remains in the first period. 0-0 is the score, but here we go. Eastern Shore gets the first power play. 5-on-4 advantage. Starting off as Mills for the Breakers. Pass that over to Collins. Collins down behind the net for Batchelder. Batchelder pass it back out to St. Hilaire. Over to Collins. Collins looking for Batchelder. In tight shot and scores. Well-designed play. Batchelder got free right at the top of the crease and able to put that back of the net. And I don't know if that's right, but it looks like if that was a double minor or not. Only says there's 5 seconds off the penalty. And the Breakers are leading 1-0. Send the Wolves back to center. That's Batchelor versus Dyer. Dyer comes up with a clean win. Dyer rolls off a check from Windsor. Pass up to Hayward. Hayward spins off a check from Poirier. Now back to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen. Her pass gets deflected. Picked up by Coffin. Back over to Hayward. Hayward looking for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen's shot. That's blocked in front. Breakers D have done a fantastic job of getting in the way of shots. As Batchelor rolls up over center. Batchelor. Pass that one over. Knocked down by London. Picked up back over to Collins. Collins for the Breakers. Looking for back up top for London. London with the shot in the arm. Saved by Martin. London cutting across the back in front. Martin shot. And that's off the post and out. Ball's loose. As picked back up by McMillan. As Rosson trying to get the loose ball. Comes back up over center. And they're calling him back over on that one. As it'll be Wolves' ball. Dietrich comes in and picks it up. Dietrich met by Duck right away. Dietrich pass across for Hovey. Hovey will take that one off the boards. Hovey back up top. Hovey looking for her lane. Duck all over her into the corner as the younger Martin comes up with it. Martin pass across. That's knocked down. Harker comes back up with it. Harker rolling out of the corner. Back up top. Gets that over. Shot in. Picked up by McDonald. McDonald. Outlet pass. That's off the boards. Picked up in Titus. Mullen, she scores! Mullen ever to pick up the errant pass off the boards and in there all alone. Caught the Breakers on a change. And Sophia Mullen ties it up 1-1 with 16:54 remaining in the first period. These teams have been close all series, and looks like tonight's going to be the same as Dyer versus Batchelder. Back to center. Battle for the puck, or ball. Sorry, man. Coffin picks up. Coffin coming into the zone, gets a pick from Hamilton. Coffin though hit by Duck, doesn't get the shot away. Coffin still trying to power in with the ball. Coffin looking for some options, shovels it over. Hamilton lost, recovers, gets over 10 seconds, shot in, that's deflected in front. As Batchelor got a piece of that. And that'll be Wolves' ball as it deflected off Eastern Shore player. And it looks like Hayward will start us off. Hayward rolls back up top. In down low. Picked up by Rosson. Rosson back up top to Hamilton. Hamilton rolls off a hit. Hamilton puts the shot in. That's deflected again. Eastern Shore doing a fantastic job of getting in the way of those shots. Back over to Dietrich. Dietrich has a look from the corner. Plays it down low for Hayward. Hayward rolls up. That one's intercepted. Set in at the goal, and that's picked up. Now coming out, I believe that's Collins. Collins against Hovey. Hovey challenges. Collins gets over center. Gets over to London. London met by McRae. London still with the ball, trying to get in there. London pushed to the outside by Van Bilzen. And London's passed back as McRae's going to run onto that. McRae coming down. Duck off the bench for the defense. McRae runs into Duck now. McRae has to quickly get it over as Hovey down low for Harker. Harker cross shot by Mullen and a big save by McDonald. McDonald now pass out to Duck, but Harker regains control for the Wolves. Harker being forced to the corner by Poirier. Back across, that's intercepted by Duck. Now Duck, she's away. 2 goals in the last game is on the transition. Duck spins away, gets over to Collins. Collins looking for Batchelder, coming across, doesn't. Collins again, plays it down low for Mills. That's McMillan. to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire rolling up. She's challenged by Hanrahan. St. Hilaire in with the shot. That goes wide. 3 seconds left in the shot clock as Mills tries to re-get it. Now, the older Hamilton coming back out, being chased by Mills. Now, Wolves setting up the offense. It's Hamilton. Passes off to Mullen. Mullen. Her pass. Picked up by Dietrich from the corner. Dietrich rolling out. Plays that one across looking for Hovey. Hovey turns and fires. That goes wide. Nope. Goalie got a piece of that. Reset the clock. As Coffin trying to roll out from the corner. Coffin chop. Keeps control. Coffin. Stick check from behind. Couldn't get the shot away. Loose ball. Coffin with the Coffin shot. And that's off. Saved by McDonald. Reset the clock, but picked up by Collins as Coffin immediately comes in, and Collins has to get rid of the ball. Kept in the zone, though, by Hovey. Fresh 30 on the clock. Hovey. Nice no-look pass, but fooled everybody, including their own players. Ball bounces on top of the crease. Coffin tries for a shot. Rosson picks up the loose ball. Rosson rolling out. Rosson looking for a lane. Gets the pick from Martin. And that shot ricochets off a leg. Loose ball is Martin. Turns and fires hard. And a big save, and that's in the equipment of McDonald's. I saw the net pop, but no. Now Duck. Quick pass up for London. London being watched by McPherson. London looking to get around the corner. McPherson keeping her to the outside. London passes up, gets Batchelder. Back to Mills, and in tightness. Shot there. Batchelder caught Mills coming to the net. And Mills able to put that away. Uncontested there as 12:46 remains in the first period. And the Breakers retake the lead. It's a 2-1 game as they send the Wolves back to center. Breakers doing a fantastic job at getting players on the move, and that's incredibly hard for the defense to pick up on. Hovey versus Batchelder at center. Here we go. Comes into the circle, loose ball. As Dyer able to get to it. Dyer rolls back up top in the slot. Dyer looks for the shot and saved by McDonald. McDonald doing a fantastic job in nets for the Breakers. Shot in, that's deflected by Hailstone, and Hailstone wins the race down the floor. Captain Hailstone rolls around the net, gets the rest of her team on. As that's picked up by Mills. Mills coming down hard, Mills shot! And it's, I think that was off the crossbar and back out. There's Mills looking for another one right away. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the first period. It's a 2-1 Breakers lead as Batchelder starts it off. Gets Mills. Mills kept to the outside, challenged. Now London looking for a way in. London takes it around behind the net for the Breakers. Being watched by Hamilton. London rolls back out. London in shooting position, shot! And through a screen and finds the inside of the post. And Gabby London scores at 11:34, and the Breakers able to extend the lead to 2 as it's a 3-1 game, heading back to center. Currently the shots are 9 for Sackville, 4 for Eastern Shore. Getting those plays. Battle for the loose ball still ongoing. Picked up by Dyer. Hamilton. Ball knocked free, Hamilton. Regains it, Hamilton, and gets the shot on net. And McDonald keeps it in the crease. Leaves it for Duck. Duck. Chopped out of her stick is Hayward. Working on the forecheck. Loose ball, and that's the 10 seconds. I think they're calling illegal contact, actually, or a minor What did Brendan call it? Minor interference. That's what it's called. Here we go. Hayward. Pass across. Mullen down to Dietrich. Dietrich being challenged by Wizen. Dietrich tries to shake off the attacker. Shot, that goes wide. Harker trying to pick that out of the air. Duck right in there looking for, up with it. Looks like Poirier. Poirier hustling down the floor as Martin challenges her. Poirier driving in towards the net. That's steered aside by Hovey. Poirier still with it. Passes off, gets it to Batchelor. Batchelor in tight. Shot and saved by Martin. As looks like we've got a penalty coming here against the Wolves. As let's see what the call is. Of course, if Brendan was here, he already saw what it was. So. Looks like 2 minutes for hooking is the call. As McRae in the box, and the Breakers go on the power play. 3-1 lead, and with the 5-on-4 advantage, Mills off to Collins. Collins passes down low. Batchelor from behind the net. That's knocked down by Hayward, but recollect it back to Collins. Collins, Ryan's fires, and saved by Martin as Hamilton gets that up. Here we go. Dyer coming in. She's in behind the D. Dyer in tight. Dyer shot and a save by McDonald with the big save there. Short-handed chance by the Wolves. The Breakers back in Wolves territory is Batchelder coming around. Batchelder held up, looking in tight for London as she tiptoed along the crease, couldn't get control. And that's through the crease. As Abby Hamilton will start it off. Dyer quickly up. Now back in control as that went up to London for the Breakers. London looking for a way in. London comes across. London with a shot. And that went off the backboards. Up and over. Ball. Pried free. And here comes Hovey. Hovey coming down as Duck came on to steer her aside. Hovey keeps the ball in. Oh, they're saying that went over. So 42 seconds left in the power play as Duck for the Breakers gets it off to Batchelder. Batchelder holds up for the offense to come on. Batchelder takes it to the boards, looking for some room. Cross. That's deflected away from Mills. Comes back into the crease. That's picked up by Martin. Martin. That's the pass out. Picked up by Hamilton, coming back down the floor. Hamilton. Pass off to Van Bilzen. Doesn't catch the handle. Now Van Bilzen. Rolling back up top, Van Bilzen. Behind the back. Doesn't connect. As Breakers come back up with the ball as Coffin presses. And chopped out. Loose ball. As Hamilton able to come back up with it. Back to 5-on-5. The Wolves kill off that power play. Van Bilzen up with the loose ball. Van Bilzen being challenged by Poirier. Van Bilzen pass that off to Harker. Harker down low, quick shot by Coffin. And saved by McDonald. Loose ball. Van Bilzen coming in. Van Bilzen. Or that's that's Hayward. And her pass is knocked down by Collins. Collins hustling back down the floor, being watched by Hayward. Collins. Her shot deflected. Now Hayward. Quick pass up. Is Hamilton just able to keep it from going back over. As she'll slow it down, get the offense on. Over for Mullen. Mullen. Cross for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen comes across the top. Van Bilzen with a shot and a big save by McDonald. And that deflects out of play. And we'll get our TV timeout. Here with 7:16 remaining in the first period. It's the Breakers leading 3-1 over the Wolves in this Game 4 Best of 5 series. And with that, I want to say thank you to Mariner Auctions for being our streaming sponsor tonight for Period 1. Mariner Auctions, thank you for your support making this stream possible. And if you're watching this on Maritime Athletic Profiles. As what a great production these guys have. And it's just an honor to be the guy talking while they're doing all the work, giving you all the best camera angles, shots, replays. You got it. But that would not be possible without sponsors. And thank you, Mariner, for putting your name forward and making this possible. As with that, TV timeout's done. I got to get back to work. And so do the Wolves. They're down by 2 as it's 7:16 left. 3-1. Eastern Shore leads. As Mullen will start it off from the boards. Being chased by Poirier. Mullen rolls up top. Puts the looking to hit Van Bilzen in, but she was covered by Duck. Loose ball, Mullen. Her shot turned aside. Loose ball picked up by Poirier. Poirier looking to come out, being chased by Dietrich. Poirier brings it over center. Pass off to Batchelder on the move. Batchelder forced to the boards by Dyer. Batchelder taken to the floor, but holds on to the ball. She's still going. Batchelder looking for McMillan, finds her. McMillan across for Mills all alone, and her shot. That just went wide. As and that comes back over. And the Wolves will get possession. Coffin will start off the Wolves. Coffin gets a little pick from Harker. Coffin looking to drive in. Coffin coming in tight, but chopped out. Eastern Shore doing a great job converging. Mullen in with the shot. That's just wide. Loose ball, and that'll be a back over as Eastern Shore will get start deep in Wolves territory as London eager to grab that ball and get started. She'll be watched by Hanrahan. London for the Breakers, starting off from the corner. McRae able to get a bid on her, but McMillan, McRae stops it free. McRae comes up with the ball. McRae hustling down the floor. Doesn't have a clear view as McRae takes it around behind the net, looking for options. Pass up, finds Van Bilzen, quick shot, and a save by Mullen. Or McDonald. Dietrich shot, that's off ahead, goes wide. As Dietrich able to come up with that. Nope, coming back the other way is London. London hustling out. And the Wolves D able to get off the bench and turn London aside. London passes back up top to Collins. Collins for the Breakers, has a look around. Collins pass that across to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire gets a pick from Collins. St. Hilaire looking to drive in, but Brosson able to pop the ball free momentarily. Loose ball, quick shot, and good save by Martin. Rebound picked up by Hayward, and Hayward back down the floor. Hayward now. Pass across for Mullen. Mullen holds up, gets the offense set. Hits to the Coffin. Coffin rolls off shot, and that goes wide. Loose ball. Wisdom looking to challenge for it. Dietrich firing in. Dietrich with the shot right away. And the save by McDonald. And it looks like it's going to be Wolves ball from the corner. Mullen looking for Dietrich. Just out of her reach. Dyer comes up with it. Dyer. Hard shot and a save. Nice stick save, and McDonald keeps control of it and looking to catch Poirier on the move. Poirier hustling down the floor, gets it off the boards. Harker back to now Poirier looking to drive towards the net. Poirier still with control, turns, fires, saved by Martin. As McRae able to collect the rebound. McRae rolls off a hit from Batchelder. Megan McRae, nice pass up. Catches Hamilton on the move. Hamilton driving to the net. Hamilton with a shot, and McDonald makes it look easy in the basket and right back out again. Loose ball. There's Odin Yo in there after it, and the 10 seconds expire in the zone. Now Hamilton brings it back up top. As Hamilton pass back across. Quick shot by Mullen. That's off the backboards as Hamilton able to recollect that. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Hamilton gets a hit from Duck. Picked by Hamilton. Cross in. Mullen with the shot. And that just went wide again. And this time I think that's going to be back over as the seconds were ticking down anyways on the shot clock. But this will give Eastern Shore a start deep in Wolves territory. 4:10 remains in the first period. 3-1 Eastern Shore leads as McMillan starts them off from the corner. Being watched by Hovey. McMillan pass down low for Mills. Oh, that's McMillan. Oh my. Okay, Mills with the ball. I'm sure of it this time. Catches St. Hilaire on the move, but ball's knocked free. Batchelor, quick shot. It's off the backboards, in behind the net as Martin will pick that up. No, Martin airmails it up as Rosson will hustle into the zone after that. Loose ball, Duck is there to pick it up. Duck rolls around behind her own net, quick up to Poirier. Poirier comes up over center, she's got Collins with her. Off to Collins, Collins holds up, Collins with the shot, and that's a save by Martin as McMillan was threatening there. Jenkins fighting for the loose ball. McPherson in there. Hayward in there. Jenkins able to come up with it. That's chopped free by Collins. Collins looking for McMillan up top. McMillan shot. And a save by Martin. She able to hold on and keep it under in the crease and keep the score 3-1. Just under 3 minutes left in this first period as Dyer brings it up, being challenged by Poirier. Dyer rolls it back across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen. Pass off to Dietrich. Dietrich chopped out of her hands. Cross over to Coffin. Coffin rolls off a check with the shot. And a save by McDonald again. There's a battle for that ball. Now Duck with possession coming out of the zone. That's up to Collins. Collins looking for St. Hilaire, just high, and that's picked out of the air by Miss Maggie McRae. McRae rolls off a check from Batchelder, able to keep control as a shot goes up. Hovey wasn't quite watching for it. As the ball rolls into the corner, Mullen in after it. Hovey, as they battle for that ball. Hailstone in. Hailstone comes up with the loose ball. Hailstone tries to send it down, but the 10 seconds had expired in the zone. Shots according to the website, 19 for Sackville, 11 for Eastern Shore, yet Eastern Shore leading 3-1. As Hamilton passes down for Hovey. Hovey in with the shot. That got deflected. Hovey back up with it. Cross for Hamilton. Hamilton looking for Van Bilzen. Can't get the handle on that one. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. As Hailstone picks up the ball, and Hailstone sends it down the floor. 1:20 remaining. And then picked up by Hayward. Hayward coming back over. Funny pass there and went out of play. And that'll be oh, said that was deflected, so it comes back to Wolves. In, quick shot by Mullen. Another save by McDonald. Rolling back up top, back to Hamilton with the shot. That gets blocked in front. Van Bilzen is saved by McDonald. Back to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen looks for Dietrich, shot. And another save by McDonald. She able to come across, and it's in the gear. 48 seconds remain in the first period. 3-1. Eastern Shore continues to lead as Duck gets that up to London. London looking for a way in, being watched by McPherson. London finds Batchelder on the move, shot! And score up and into the corner. As they seem to be able to find, they got to find a, Wolves have to find a solution for these passes on the move. There's not much Martin could do on that. And with 33 seconds remaining in the first period, Eastern Shore extends their lead to 3. as it's 3-1, or 4-1, sorry. And the Breakers send the Wolves back to center. Hovey versus Batchelder at the dot. Here we go. Straight out, picked up by Poirier. Poirier coming down the outside. Van Bilzen puts the stick on Poirier. And we got a crease violation on Poirier, so go Wolves ball. 22 seconds left in the period as Van Bilzen rolls out. Poirier puts the lumber on Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen quick up, looking for Coffin, but challenged right away by Duck. Martin up with it, Martin. Pass over to Harker. Harker with the shot, but that's blocked by Yo. And with that, the first period ends. And a very happy Eastern Shore will head to the locker room, up 4-1 after 1 in this game 4 of the best of 5 final. I'll just look here quickly, see what the update is on the shots. 22 shots for the Wolves, 12 shots for the Breakers, yet the Breakers leading 4-1 going into the second period. We'll take a 7-minute break here, folks. If you've got something you need to do, now's the time to do it. We'll see some highlights and we'll see some words from our sponsors, but we'll be back real soon. Don't go anywhere for another exciting period coming up here, period 2, in about 7 minutes. We'll see you then, folks. Thanks. And welcome everybody, and here we are back at the Eastern Shore Community Centre and Rink in lovely Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia, as we get set to start off the second period with the Eastern Shore Breakers leading 4-1 over the Sackville Wolves. First period scoring was first goal by Batchelder from Collins and St. Hilaire. Second goal from Mullen for the Wolves. Then it was Eastern Shore Mills from Batchelder and Collins. Eastern Shore was Gabby London from McMillan and Mills. And then the fourth goal for Eastern Shore was Pierce Batchelder again from Miss Gabby London. Here we are, we switched ends. The goalies are in the respective offices at both sides, and here we get set. It'll be Hovey versus Batchelder again at the face-off dot. 20 minutes on the clock, 4-1. Eastern Shore leads, and here we go. Flipped out, picked up by Wizen. Ball knocked loose. Still loose ball as Hovey comes up with it. Hovey, quick pass looking for, but that's broken up again. Eastern Shore doing a fantastic job. Here comes Duck in behind. Duck, Mullen chasing. And Mullen just able, as Duck was just looking for, scored 2 goals like that last game. Mullen comes back to chop that free and take away the shot. Hayward, pass across for Dyer. Dyer up top. Dyer with the shot. And that ricochets off a body wide as Bourgeois trying to get out. Collins able to loose ball, collected by Duck, and she turns to fire it down, but that's held in by McCrae. McCrae challenged by Poirier. McCrae sends that across for Martin. Martin in with the shot, and McDonald makes the save. Fay comes up with the ball. Fay looking to hit Poirier coming down the floor, but that deflects, and Coffin collects it. Coffin being challenged by Poirier. She able to chop the ball free, and Batchelder coming up with a loose ball. Is Dyer. Batchelder holds up. Batchelder rolls off Dyer. Ball pops free. Picked up by McMillan. McMillan looking for Mills or London in front of the net. Mills picks up the loose ball. 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Puts it across for McMillan. Turns, fires, saved by Martin. McMillan able to come up with the loose ball. Rebound, I should say. McMillan finds on the move as Mills. Another big save. Point blank as Martin has seems like Eastern Shore are able to spread out the Wolves D and find the players on the move. Good job there by Rosson getting in the way. Now we have a moving pick, and it'll be Wolves ball coming back down the floor. Rosson for the Wolves. Pass off to Dietrich. Dietrich rolls up top. Dietrich with the shot, and is saved by McDonald. McDonald keeps control in the crease. Passes that one off to Duck. Forced back in. And that's a good job by Dietrich. Ball back. Hovey from the corner. Pass up to Coffin. Coffin with the quick shot. That's deflected wide. And that comes back over. And that'll be Eastern Shore ball deep in Wolves territory. As they come on, Wolves obviously man on man. D here watching. Batchelder looks to roll out. Batchelder coming up top. Can't get the shot away. Poked away by McPherson. As Batchelder plays the body to keep McCrae arguing, not getting any whistle on that one though. Shot in by London, saved by Martin. Ball comes off the backboards. Martin looks to airmail that up. Picked out of the air by Hayward. Hayward back down the floor. Hayward quickly off. Loose ball picked up by Duck. Duck spins off the check, and now Duck is away down the floor. Back into Wolves territory. Duck sees an opening. Duck driving towards the net. Passes off. Quick for Collins. And nice big save there by Martin. That was a good play by Duck. Now hustling back down the floor is Dyer. Dyer makes it into the zone. Dyer rolls off a check, puts a shot, that's wide. Comes right back to Dyer. Passes off to Martin. Martin winds up, shot! And a big save there from McDonald. Mullen comes up with a rebound. Over, quick shot by Van Bilzen, that's a miss. And a loose ball, and that comes back over center. So that's, once again, the Wolves cannot contain those rebounds in the zone. And it gives the Breakers fresh play with 30. Right in tight. Batchelor puts the shot in. Martin sends another save by Martin. Got the shoulder on that one. Oh, and it rolls in. And it looks like there's going to be a discussion from the referees. Was an Eastern Shore player in the crease at the time the ball crossed the line is the question. And they're going to have a discussion about that. As that's a no goal as it was a crease. So the score remains 4-1 Eastern Shore. Whew. Gotta get rid of that one quick. Up to Hamilton. Now Hamilton coming into Eastern Shore zone. Hamilton, quick shot in, scores! From a callback goal at one end to Abby Hamilton, able to get one past McDonald at the other. And it's now a 2-goal lead for Eastern Shore as the Wolves send the Breakers back to center. 15:34 remains in the second period. 4-2 Eastern Shore leads as it'll be Dyer versus Batchelder for the face-off. Ball rolled free as they battle for it. We got a minor interference, so it'll be Wolves' ball. No, it'll be Breakers' ball. Everybody thought it was Wolves' ball. Batchelder rolling in. Batchelder with a shot and turned aside by Martin. Coming back down the floor is Hamilton. Our goal scorer. Hamilton's pass. That's picked off by Duck. Duck heading back down the floor. Being watched by Rosson. Duck heading for the net. Duck lobs the shot and that just goes wide. Collins able to pick it up along the boards. Loose again as they battle for it. Mills comes up with it. Mills rolls off a check. Mills up high. Passes off to Collins. Collins in with the shot. And Martin makes the save and holds on. McRae brings it out up to Hannerhan. Hannerhan looking for the quick pass up. That was in the legs of Dietrich. There's Dietrich. Brings it out from the corner. Dietrich rolling up top. Dietrich with the shot. And McDonald makes the leg save on that one. Hailstone comes up with the loose ball. Hailstone coming back down. Challenged by Hovey. Taken to the boards. And able to knock the ball free. Now Hovey coming back in. They've got one back. Hovey coming across. Hovey with the shot. And a save by McDonald. She had Van Bilzen alone on the doorstep. Elected to shoot. Now Wizen back the other way. Wizen's pass across. Batchelder. Batchelder coming in on the angle. Batchelder fires, and that's a save by Martin. Batchelder able to come up with it from behind the net. Batchelder turns, fires, and that's just wide. And back, Hamilton. Hayward, sorry. Bringing it back into the Eastern Shore zone. Hayward holds up. Pass across for Coffin. Coffin over to Mullen. Mullen in with the quick shot as the shot clock ticks down. As the buzzer goes. Duck starts off Eastern Shore. Duck challenged by McRae. Pass off to London. London trying to get out of the corner, challenged by the elder McRae. London pass up, trying to get Batchelder on the move, doesn't connect, and that should be a back over. Picked up by Hanrahan. Hanrahan. Cross for Dyer. Dyer in tight. Dyer shot. Scores! Dyer from Hanrahan. I don't even think she knows she got the assist, so she's still heading back to the bench. And a quick transition play and a nice play by Hanrahan to recognizes Dyer coming fresh off the bench. Feeds it to her, and Dyer had the straight shot towards the net. And now it's a 1-goal game. 4-3's the score, with the Eastern Shore leading, and back we go to center. This would be Batchelder versus Hovey at the dot. Here we go. Rolls out. Oh, picked up by Dietrich. Dietrich driving to the net. Duck keeps her to the outside. Dietrich gets the shot away. That just goes wide. As Mullen picks that one up off the boards. Mullen. 18 seconds left in the shot clock. Gets a Hovey with the low shot, and that's off an ankle. Somebody's going to feel that tomorrow. Wizen. Hovey fires it back towards center. 5 seconds left in the shot clock as Dietrich tries to get it up to Van Bilsen. Van Bilsen turns, fires. That goes wide, and the shot clock will expire. What happened there? As the Wolves just scored on some pinball play. I'm going to have to go back and have a look at this one. As Van Bilsen was just getting rid of the ball. And it came back to Dietrich right in front of the net. With only a second left in the shot clock. Congratulations, L. Dietrich with the blue shoes. Able to get that in. And it's a 4-4 game, 12:07 remaining. Batchelder wins that one clean, but ball up free. Now London hustling in. London off to Collins. And a nice check there with the stick. Took some of that shot away. Coffin comes up with the ball. Coffin quickly up to Rosson. Ball knocked out of Rosson's stick. Over. Here we go. Dyer hustling in. Dyer passes across looking for Hamilton. Hamilton rolls back up top for Hamilton. Around. Shot! That just goes wide. Again, Hayward. Shot in by Dyer. Gets deflected wide. Hamilton, as the shot clock expires, plays it back deep in Eastern Shore zone while the Wolves defense able to come out. Dyer pushing the play. As Duck comes down the floor. Duck passes that one off to London. London spins off a check from McKay. London coming in. Puts the shot. And Martin got that one. Fortunately, the Wolves D got some of that shot away. Collins down low finds, looking for St. Hilaire. Doesn't connect. As London up with the ball. London rolls off a check. London from the corner. Look for a cross. That one's picked off by Maddie Hamilton. Maddie Hamilton hustles down over center. Being checked by Mills. Hamilton. Pass across for Dietrich. Can't quite get the handle on that. Dietrich from behind the back. And it's saved by McDonald. As Poirier comes back up with it. Poirier sees a lane. A nice little back check by Hovey. Now roll into the crease as Martin. There's a quick pass out. Rosson can't find the handle on that. And here's Duck coming right back the other way. Duck back down the floor. Batchelder looking for the pass. That gets deflected wide. Now, that end to end here we go. Hayward coming back. Finds McRae. It's just in behind her a bit. McRae will take that off the boards. Maggie McRae tries the return pass. That gets deflected. Back up top. A little bit of a broken play here as Dyer picks it up with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Dyer with a quick shot. That's deflected. Dyer again in tight. Bouncing ball. As Mullen turns and fires. And McDonald able to keep that from going over the line. And Duck will bring it out for Eastern Shore. Duck up over center. Pass that one off for Collins. Collins holds up. Collins looking for some options. Watched by Hayward. Gets into McMillan. McMillan off to Mills. For London. Shot. Saved by Martin. as Coffin plays it up quickly to Hayward, but McMillan able to get it back. Another loose ball as they battle for it. Hamilton up. Hamilton, Hayward in there all the way. Hamilton in, shot, scores! 2-0. And McDonald had to look both ways at the same time. And Hamilton able to bury it, and the Wolves take the lead 5-4 with 8:46 remaining in the second period of this Game 4, best of 5 of the ECJLL final. And with that, we'll go to our TV timeout, where we like to thank Paysan Home Hardware for their streaming sponsor for the second period. There we go. Paysan Home Hardware and Building Center. Thank you for your support of junior lacrosse, especially junior A female lacrosse, as we're watching here tonight. This has been a tight back and forth series with the Wolves leading now, but it doesn't mean much in this series as the leads bounce back and forth. As I always say, lacrosse is a game of streaks, and my gosh, another big streak here as the goalies head back to their offices at the opposite ends of the rink. Shots are 13 Eastern Shore, 12 Wolves. Eastern Shore out shooting the Wolves in the second period, but the Wolves outscoring Eastern Shore 4-0 in the second period is kind of the opposite of the first. Here we are back at center, 21 versus 21. Batchelder versus Hovey. Here we go. Ball rolls out. Wizen after it. Dietrich collects the loose ball. She's taken right into the boards. Dietrich gets it back. Dietrich up to Mullen. Mullen with the shot and scores! Dietrich catches Mullen on the move, and she's able to fire that one and get it past the netminder. Wolves streak extends to 5 goals here in the second period. It's now a 6-4 2-goal lead for the Wolves. As and the Wolves send back. This time it's St. Hilaire versus Dyer at center. Here we go. Ball rolls out. Loose ball is still fighting for the loose. Here we go. And Hamilton, she's hit right away, and that's sent loose. Hayward has to find a way around Wizen. Here we go. Hayward into the Eastern Shore zone. Challenged by Poirier. And Coffin. Stick got up a little high, and Poirier. Bit of a height advantage there, and they'll go another penalty to the Wolves. And this will give Eastern Shore a chance to half this lead, as it'll be a 5-on-4 advantage for Eastern Shore for 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. As Collins looks to start them off. Collins over for Mills, down low to McMillan, back to Mills. Back up top to Collins. Collins over for Batchelder. Batchelder looking to get around McCray. And a big save is Batchelder looking to go far corner, taken away by Martin. Batchelder passes back, and that goes up and out of play, so it'll be Wolves ball. 1:39 remaining in the penalty. And I think we got oh, they said that deflected off a Wolves player, so it goes back to Eastern Shore. Collins off the London. No, Mills. Mills back up to Collins. Collins. Cross for Batchelder. Batchelder. Back to Collins up top. Collins. Her pass goes into the corner. Trosson watching London. Back to Collins. Collins sneaks in with the shot. Saved by Martin. Hayward comes up with a Hayward. Gets around Hayward, hustling down. McMillan. Hayward slows up. That shot bounces wide as Poirier trying to come up with it. Poirier able to get back control in the Eastern Shore zone. 1 minute remaining in the power play. as Poirier goes to play it back in. Up to Mills. Mills comes across. Mills shot. It's saved there. Oh, Martin had Martin looking. Back up top to Collins. Collins from far out. Her pass, that's high. And picked up by Dyer. Dyer rolls off a pick and saying free hand. Oh boy. They'll come back to Eastern Shore. 25 seconds remain in the power play. London with the ball. London. Pass off for McMillan. No, that's McMillan. Back to Batchelder. Batchelder looking for a way in. Shot! Saved by Martin as they keep control in the crease. And Hamilton will be happy to send that down the length of the floor with 5 seconds remaining in the power play as McMillan comes to collect. And the power play will be done. And Dietrich with the patent one-hand scoop picks the ball out of the air and then is all alone to bury it in the back of the net at 5:40 remaining in the second period. The Wolves' run continues. And that's now a 7-4 as it's been a big second period for the Wolves here in this game 4, best of 5. Battle at center picked up by Batchelder. Sent in is Collins trying to get around Mullen. Denied. Collins holds up, waits for the pick from London. Now Collins looking for some other options as the rest of the Collins over to St. Hilaire. That's sent wide, and here we are. In behind is Mullen. Picks it up on the move, being chased by Duck. Mullen in tight. Mullen shot. Saved by McDonald. And the bouncing ball. London able to take it out. London passes up quickly to Hailstone. Hailstone, the captain, brings it across center. Has a look as she's being challenged by Hannerhan. Hailstone rolls back. Pass over. Loose ball. In tight as McRae hustles back after it. McRae airmails it all the way down. Finds Hamilton. Hamilton again. Shot! And scores! Hamilton. Oh, she took a hard hit as she made that goal. Maggie McRae with the airmail pass. Finds it all the way down the floor and finds Hamilton. In tight as Hamilton gets the hat trick, but pays for it on the hit from Duck. As it was a hit right on the numbers. And the streak continues for the Wolves. It's now 8-4. .430 remains in the second period. And the Wolves have now got a 4-point lead. 8-4 is the score. There we go. Love it when the announcer says the same thing I do when calling the goals. There's a little bit of a look at, I think they want to change the clock here or something, if the clock ran after the goal or what. But we've got a little bit of a pause from the officiating team here as Mr. Smithson, also a league commissioner, is refereeing the game. So shots so far in the second period is 19 shots for Sackville, 17 for Eastern Shore. But the real story is 8 goals for the Wolves in the second period. As back to center we go. Hovey versus Batchelder. Ball comes out. Dietrich squeezes out. Dietrich with control. Pass that across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen looks to find some freedom. Van Bilzen finds a lane shot. Quick shot in by Hovey, or Mullen. That's turned aside as well. Hovey comes up with it. Fresh 30 on the clock. Hamilton in with the shot. That's saved to the corner. Picked up by Dietrich. Hit by Wizen. And Faye. Dietrich able to come back. Wizen keeps on her. Pass across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen rolls off a check from Duck and Batchelder. Now Van Bilzen looking for a lane in. Shot, scores! How did she find that lane? The veteran captain, Van Bilzen, finds the back of the net and has just extended the lead for the Wolves to 5 goals. But this is Lacrosse that doesn't tell anything as the Wolves finally able to find some lanes as Eastern Shore wants to get back on blocking them. There we go, St. Hilaire versus Dyer for the face-off. Hanrahan comes up with the ball. Hanrahan. There's nobody from the Wolves going in deep, so Hanrahan says, I'll go in. Hanrahan rolls off a check from Duck. Cross for Coffin with the shot. That doesn't make it through. Hayward fighting for the loose ball up front as the ball is kept out. Now Dyer comes back up with it. Fresh 30 on the clock. Dyer, cross from Hayward. Hayward tries the underhand shot. That goes wide. No, that gets by Coffin. They'll be back over. So that'll be there's only a couple of seconds left in the shot clock anyways. Time keeps ticking there. I think they're supposed to stop the clock when this happens, don't they? Anyways, ticking down past the 3-minute mark. As Collins looking for a way. Ball knocked free by McRae. Free by McRae again. As London and McRae again. Maggie McRae, and she's introduced to the boards. But McRae picks up and goes. McRae coming in. Collins able to knock that out of her hands. As McRae still coming up with a loose ball and held down by Collins. And McRae showing some good reserve not to retaliate. And the holding call will come here against Eastern Shore with 2:40 remaining in the second period. And the Wolves will go on the first power play of the night. Nine to 4 is the score as Collins heads to the box. Be 2 minutes for holding. But what a great play from McRae from the defensive zone to the offensive zone. Keep knocking the ball out of the sticks. Now this is interesting. It's 2 minutes and 4 seconds is the penalty. I'm not quite sure how they managed that, but I tell you though, these clocks are not easy to use. Here we go. Dyer with the ball over to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen down low for Hovey. Back to Van Bilzen. No. Whoops. And that's an over, and that'll be Eastern Shore ball. As Eastern Shore will get possession. Mills will start off for Eastern Shore. On the penalty kill, Mills. Eastern Shore looking for goals though. As the ball comes loose, picked up by Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen chased by Mills. Van Bilzen brings it into the zone. Now Van Bilzen, a little stop-start. Causing all kinds of issues to Dyer. And that shot, and McDonald comes up big. Now, Duck touched the crease on the way around. So it'll be Wolves ball as Dietrich will start off for the Wolves. Minute 19 remaining in the power play. Dietrich passes up top to Hamilton. Hamilton calling out instructions as the Wolves power play gets to work to Rosson. Rosson down low for Hayward. Back up to Rosson. Rosson up top for Hamilton. Hamilton in with the shot and the stick save as now Hailstone is knocked back into the crease. So it's Wolves ball again. Hayward up to Rosson. Rosson up top to Hamilton. Hamilton back to Rosson. Rosson has a look. Back to Hamilton. Hamilton gets the pick and the shot. And nice save by McDonald as Coffin was able to set the pick. McDonald will send that down the length of the floor as they continue to kill the penalty. 40 seconds remain as London causing all kinds of issues. They battle for the ball. And I think Hanrahan was looking for a call there, but none coming in this game. And now I believe London's going to get a call here as soon as we got the extra player So we got to get the, they're going to run out to 10 seconds. They can't get out of their own zone. But for 6, it'll be a 5-on-3 for 6 seconds as London heads to the box. And we got a timeout call by the Wolves. Under a minute remaining in the second period. The Wolves will go on a 16-second 5-on-3. And they're going to look to Coach KJ on the bench is drawing up something for the power play crew as they're going to look to capitalize before the first penalty expires. 56 seconds remain in the second period. Wolves lead 9-4 as they had a breakout 8 goals second period so far, and they're up. They've got a 5-on-3 advantage for the next 16 seconds. As there's no resting when it comes. Goals in the second period were Abby Hamilton from Maddie Hamilton, the sister connection. Dyer from Hannerhan. Mullen from Van Bilzen. Hamilton unassisted. Mullen from Dietrich. Dietrich from Van Bilzen. Hamilton from McRae, and Van Bilzen unassisted is what we got. As here we go. Dyer will start us off 5-on-3. To Mullen, down low for Dietrich. Dietrich behind the bench for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen out to Dietrich. Oh, she can't not receive the pass, and we got a penalty coming here to the Wolves now as things are going to even up. A high stick call. Looks like it's to Van Bilzen. And so we'll go into a 4-on-4 situation. More room on the floor with 36 seconds remaining in the second period. And a $1.40 in the Eastern Shore penalty. Batchelder will start them off as Wolves obviously in there. Man on man, every black shirt has a white shirt next to it. As Batchelder goes wide. Batchelder looking in front for McMillan, and a big save, and Martin quickly up. As Dyer can't take it cleanly. Collins comes up with a loose ball. Collins back in as McRae puts her along the boards. Gets over to Batchelder. Batchelder trying to get through as McRae causing her all kinds of issue. And able to pop that one free, but St. Hilaire right there to pick it up. St. Hilaire gets the shot away, but that's bounces up and high, and he goes out of bounds as the period comes to an end. Sackville Wolves leading 9-4 as they break out on an 8-point run here in the second period. Shots in the second period are 24-18 for the Wolves, making a total of 46 shots for the Wolves, 30 for Eastern Shore as both teams will head back to the box. We'll sit back, watch some highlights, a few words from our sponsors, and we'll be back here in about 8 minutes for the third and final, can't say final period, so many of these have gone to overtime. But Eastern Shore is going to look to see if they can get back into it in the third period, and don't count them out because they have done this before. We'll see you in a few minutes, everybody. And welcome back to the Musquodoboit, lovely Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia, to the Eastern Shore Community Center as we get set for third period action here. It looks like both teams are eager to get this back. Still a minute left in the intermission, and everybody's already lined up at center, raring to go. So I hope you're ready too as we get set back here. There's Brendan giving us a good wave. He's actually doing some physical work as I'm just up here and having a little chat with you. And you're looking well today, I gotta say. Starting off the third period, it's gonna be 4-on-4 for 1:04, unless stuff changes, of course. At the end of which Eastern Shore will get a 20-second power play. As everybody's ready, 20 minutes are on the clock. Hovey versus Batchelder, I believe, yep. At center, here we go. Picked up by Duck. Brings it in to Wolves territory. Duck for Eastern Shore. Pass back across for Collins. Collins looking for St. Hilaire on the move, but that's broken up by Dietrich. And Hovey will bring it out for the Wolves. Hovey rolls it across, looking to catch Coffin. Funny bounce off the boards, and Duck will collect that as Coffin. Nice little pick by Collins to let Duck out of the zone. Coffin chasing down Duck. Duck driving towards the net. Pushed to the outside by Dyer. Duck able to roll off Dyer. Heading back towards the net again. Pass back up. Collins on the move and a shot and a nice block by Hovey. And that's a rare pop out there by Dyer. Batchelder collects it again with Coffin. Chops it free. Now Coffin hustling down as Batchelder looks to return the favor and chops that one out. Coffin rolls off a hit from Batchelder. Passes it across over to Martin, the younger Martin. Dietrich back to Martin. Martin looking for a lane. Martin sneaks in. Martin loaded up, couldn't get the shot away. Now Martin gets the shot in, and it's saved by McDonald. Harker chases that one down. Martin picks that up off the boards. Martin driving in back. Her pass goes wild, but picked up by Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen pass it back across, but a steal by Wizen there. As Van Bilzen able to knock that one free again. Fresh 30 on the clock. As Harker trying to get away. Gets run into the boards. Stripped of the ball by Collins. Loose ball now is Van Bilzen able to come up. Van Bilzen fakes, shot, and that's off a leg wide. Martin collects it again. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Martin fires it in and gets this goal! Martin with the big windup from the outside. I think McDonald thought that was a pass and winds up in on goal. And with that, that's the 9th straight unanswered goal by the Wolves. And it puts them up 10-4, 17:52 remains. As we're back to 5-on-5. As it'll be Hovey versus Batchelder. Wolves 1 and 3 up in the defensive zone. As a ball sent out. Duck will pick that one up off the boards. Duck hustling in. Van Bilzen puts a hit on her. It looks like we're going to get a tripping call. As loose ball into the corner. Wait and see who comes up with it. As sticks fly in the corner. Finally the whistle's blown. Cross-checking is legal cross-checks the call. At 17:28. We'll see which Wolf heads to the box here. I believe that's it. Yeah. Looks like they select Mullen as the offender. I didn't quite see that. Yeah, that's why I need you up here, Brendan. You see all these things behind the play. I'm just watching the ball, trying to make sure I get the names right. And I can't even get that right half the time. Here we go. Breakers on the power play. 5-on-4 advantage. Collins lays it down low. Batchelder. Different look from Batchelder every power play here. Up to St. Hilaire. Back over to Collins. Can't take it cleanly. Loose ball is, she's being accosted by Hamilton. Ball comes loose and up with it comes Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen trying to kill off the penalty, and it's stripped free by Mills as Eastern Shore comes back up with it. What a move by London but McRae, the loose ball specialist. Pass up, nice up to Hayward. Hayward rolling across. Hayward up, overshot, and saved by McDonald. London up with the rebound, coming back the other way. A minute 10 left in the penalty as London comes back into Wolves territory. London trying to get it to Batchelder. Loose ball comes back to London. London holds up, off to Collins. Collins quarterbacking back to London. Collins. Shot! And that's a save there. That comes back over, but it was off a save, so played up. Now Collins coming out. 35 seconds remain in the Eastern Shore power play. Collins passes that to St. Hilaire. And her shot, that goes wide. And able to pick that up is Hayward. Hayward passes across, gets Dyer on the move. Dyer against London coming in. Dyer holds off, Stearns fires, and that goes wide. It's a loose ball. Dyer still in there, fighting for it. But London came up with it. Passes it up to Collins. Collins coming back down the floor. 8 seconds remain in the power play as Collins passes it up to Mills. Mills rolls to the corner. Mills cross for Batchelder coming over top. But the Wolves combine, and I think they might have. Now McRae hustling in, gets a bit of a pick from Mullen. Shot and a save by McDonald. Mullen looking for that loose ball. That's picked up by Poirier. Poirier trying to get out. Now Poirier is McRae coming back. Poirier hand in. McRae strips. Poirier still has it. Poirier shot. That goes wide. Batchelder. Batchelder comes up with the ball for Eastern Shore. Batchelder passes it across for London. Catcher on the wrong hand. Goes into the corner. London after is McRae. After it as well as they battle for the loose ball. London comes up with it. McRae knocks it free. Now it's a race for the loose ball. Up with it's Hayward. Hayward takes that one up across the face. Okay. Hayward, no worse for wear. Puts that off. As Van Bilzen has it. Van Bilzen. Our shot clock's not working. As refs are counting it off by hand. Shot in by Dyer. And that's right on goal, and McDonald holds on to that. Now Duck coming out the other way. Collins. That's picked off by McPherson. McPherson. She's away down the floor, and McPherson. Saw Duck was just waiting for her there. McPherson hands it off to Rosson. Rosson takes it to the boards. Rosson. Pass back over for Coffin. That was down at her feet. Coffin. It's left off huge from the ball. Okay. I think the whistles are in the pockets and for the rest of this game. As Duck rolls off. Duck coming back in. Duck turns, fires. That goes wide, and that goes up and out of play, so it'll be Wolves ball. 13:24 remains in the third period. 10-4, the Wolves lead. Pass up to Bryn Martin. Martin up over center. Martin. Pass over for Dyer. Dyer down low. Back up for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen coming down the slot. That shot went wide. Van Bilzen able to come back up with the rebound. Van Bilzen now, 10 seconds left on shot clock. Looking for a way in. Van Bilzen with a shot. Saved by McDonald. As Fay picks up the loose ball for Eastern Shore. Ball gets knocked free by Dyer. As Dyer fights through a wall of black. Comes up with a loose ball. Dyer trying to spin out from the corner. Gets a nice pick. And a shot by Dyer that goes wide. Van Bilzen picks it up off the boards. Gets over to Hamilton. Hamilton's shot. That went up and over the crossbar. And Wizen able to get the rebound. But Wizen being held And Harker comes back and collects the ball. Harker rolls away from Hailstone. Harker back over to Dyer. Dyer passes down low for Hamilton. Hamilton looking to get around Hailstone. Hamilton with the shot, and that's just over the crossbar. Dietrich in with the shot. And that's in as McDonald caught up in the equipment. Rattled around between the wickets and found its way over the line. And Dietrich, that's a hat trick for her, even though it's not what it says online. Congratulations, L. Dietrich. It now becomes a 10-goal run, as it's now 11-4 for the Wolves here in the third period of this ECJLL final. Hovey at center. Battle for the ball. Loose ball comes up, taken by Mullen. Mullen rolls off. Mullen down low for Hovey. Hovey trying to get around the defender. Hovey with the shot in. That goes wide. Loose ball. Batchelder picks that one up along the boards. Dietrich in with her. That's Batchelder versus Hamilton. Batchelder hands it off. Cross for London. London trying to get away, but Hovey holds her tight. And then loose ball, and Hovey comes back up with it. Hovey gets hit hard by London, but gets it over for Coffin. Coffin hustling through. Coffin through all the blacks. Coffin in tight. Shot. And that bounces up and out of play. That'll be Eastern Shore's ball. 11:22 remains here in the third period. It's 11-4 lead as Duck determined to get Eastern Shore back on the scoreboard here. Pass that one off to Collins. Collins finds London coming in. London rolls off. London shot. And saved by Martin. McRae picks up the loose ball from the corner. And it looks like we've got a moving pick. And now go back to Eastern Shore. As McRae lines up Collins. And here we go. Collins rolls off from McRae. Collins looks to get the back to Mills. That's deflected and coming right back down the floor. Hustling hard is Rosson. Rosson bumps off Duck. Rosson in tight. Shot. Scores! Call up Rosson. Has her cheering section here with her. Oh boy. It's now 12-4 is the score as Rosson on the Mackenzie Rosson on the transition. And so that's I believe that's Martin and Rosson, two of the minor players called up for tonight's game. As we're missing the Haas sisters and Hallie James out with a broken wrist. Here we go, Rosson. Pass that one up to Hamilton. Hamilton rolls off the Duck. Hamilton runs into a field of black as the ball rolls into the crease, picked up by McDonald. McDonald looks to pass it out, but Van Bilzen's right there. Van Bilzen rolls back up as gets a pick. Van Bilzen looks to get across to Dietrich, but that one's picked off by Poirier. Now Mullen takes Poirier hard into the boards. Ball pops free. Poirier still after it. Poirier almost able to get away with the bouncing ball as Hanrahan comes up with it. Hanrahan rolls off a check from Batchelder. Now Hanrahan up. Ball loose again as Duck fires in towards that. Martin trying to get that loose ball is Duck. Martin collects that, passes off to Hovey. Hovey with the low shot and wide. Dyer up with the ball. Dyer with the quick shot. And that's wide. And with that, we'll go to the TV timeout with 10:24 remaining in the third period, with the Wolves leading 12-4. Yes, if you're watching this on Maritime Athletic Profiles, and what a great job they're doing with the production here. It's an honor for me just to be a part of it. But it wouldn't happen without our sponsors, and we'd like to thank Mariner for sponsoring this third period of this ECJLL, that's East Coast Junior Lacrosse League Female Finals. This is game 4 of the best of 5, with the Wolves leading 2-1. And they got this one kind of in hand with a 12-4, but I always say lacrosse is a game of streaks, and I think Eastern Shore are thinking they're due for one themselves. As we get there, what a great job the call-ups have made tonight with Miss Maggie McRae, number 9. Just making a big impact on the defense here, and after a 4-goal first, Eastern Shore has not been able to get on the board since. As we'll start off. I believe this will be Breakers' ball, as Maggie Duck will start off from the zone. Maggie Duck hustling up, gets a pick. Dyer. Duck turns, fires, and gets one up over the shoulder. And Eastern Shore gets back on the board. It's now a 12-5 game, as they hope that's the first of many to come. As Eastern Shore, they've got 10 minutes and 11 seconds. And back we go to the face-off. Duck with 2 goals in the last game, and she's hoping to spark a run of goals here on that one. As it'll be Hovey versus Batchelder. Back at center. As they're having a little discussion at the face-off dot. Hovey sent to the bench. Hamilton will take the face-off. Battle for the loose ball. It's under somebody. Dietrich trying to get a hold of it. Battle to the boards. Picked up by Mullen. Mullen coming out for the Wolves, up over center. Mullen has was back over. Batchelder pushed her back over center, so it'll go Eastern Shore ball as London collects it. London pass across, catches. McMillan in tight. McMillan shot, and big save by Martin. Martin recollects the ball in the. Martin. That's looking to get Van Bilzen on the move. Van Bilzen hustling down. Duck coming out to challenge. Van Bilzen turns, fires, and Yo got a piece of her stick, and the ball went high and wide. Here we go. Hamilton in with a shot, and saved by McDonald. Now Yo looking to come out of the zone. Yo shakes off a check from Hamilton and then puts it back up over center. But the Wolves happy to pick that one up as Rosson comes back in. Rosson across for Martin. Martin down to the corner for Hovey. Hovey rolls back up. Hovey cross just out of the reach of Dyer. Dyer will have to take that one off the boards. Dyer rolls away from the check. Dyer in with a shot, saved by McDonald. McDonald looking for options. Opts to send this down the floor, and it's like, boy, oh boy. Eastern Shore's got to get their offense up and going here, as Dyer will collect that from behind the net and say thank you for the possession, as McRae picks it up on the run. McRae being challenged by Wizen. McRae hustling in. Hailstone able to chop that one free as the ball rolls into the crease, and they call the crease, and it'll be a goalie ball. Now, Duck doing what she does best, hustling down. McRae puts the shoulder on her. Duck rolls off, passes that across for St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire over to Collins. Collins being challenged by McRae. McRae hits the floor, and the ball goes loose and picked up by Hayward. Hayward rolls off, check. Hayward again off the. Hayward cross picked up by Hamilton. Hamilton loses it just in time. And Dietrich's shot goes over. And yeah, we're going to get called on that as Dietrich took a chop to the head. I believe that's, they call this a 2 minutes for high sticking as Batchelder heads to the box. So not only is Eastern Shore down a player, they're down the second highest scorer in the league for 2 minutes. As Dyer will start off the power play for the Wolves. Dyer passes that across from Mullen. Mullen to Dietrich. Dietrich plays that in behind the net for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen back up to Hovey. Hovey back down low for Van Bilzen to Hovey. Hovey up top to Dyer. Dyer has a look. Everybody in motion now. Dyer to Van Bilzen. Shot! And had McDonald looking, but stays out. Rolling ball is Dietrich. That's a reset. So Dyer, fresh 30 on the clock. Pass that over to Mullen. Mullen, Dietrich. Dietrich, Mullen. Mullen at the corner. Back up top for Dyer. Dyer in with the shot. That was a nice pick by Hovey to get the lane, but a good save by McDonald. As in the shot, Dyer, that's just wide. Picked off by Mullen. Mullen turns and fires, and a save by McDonald as Hailstone comes out of the crease. Hailstone looking to get it down as McMillan fell awkwardly coming out of the box, coming off the bench, and she does not look happy. As Dyer back over to Hamilton. That goes off the boards as Hovey looks to handle that, and Duck takes her immediate. Hamilton, her shot went wide. Loose ball as that will go up and out of play, and that should be, that'll be Breakers' ball. 32 seconds remain in the Breakers penalty as Wizen looks to bring it down and drove it into the boards by Dyer as the Wolves tie up Wizen. Look for the 10 seconds to expire. Now come back of the Wolves' ball. As time continues to tick here, I'm not sure why, but pass up to Hamilton. Hamilton into Eastern Shore zone. Hamilton pass across to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen gets the pick. Van Bilzen in. They're looking to go up and over, but now saved by McDonald. Another save by McDonald. Ball loose in the crease. And we got the Eastern Shore ball. As Duck looks for the pass up to McMillan. McMillan looking for Batchelder, freshly out of the box. Batchelder takes the loose ball off the boards. Batchelder driving in. It's ball is taken away. In, shot is scored by McMillan. McMillan able to scoop up that loose ball and gets it up, over, and into the back of the net. And at 5:15 remaining in the third period. Eastern Shore scores their second goal in a row. And it's now a 12-6 game as they're going to have to score more than a goal a minute to get back in this one. But and Batchelder's right there, ready to do it. Here we go. Batchelder versus Dyer at the center dot. Ball rolls free. Loose ball picked up by Collins. Collins rolls off a check by Hamilton. Now Collins coming down the outside. Collins pass back up top looking for Poirier. Poirier hasn't been on the offense before now. Looking for the return to Collins. Doesn't make the connection as younger Hamilton's trying to come up with that, but back is Mills. Low shot by Mills. Saved by Martin. And she'll hold that in the crease. Martin being double teamed at the crease. Gets the pass up as Eastern Shore has new legs here in the third period. But the 10 seconds expires in the zone. And that'll be an Eastern Shore ball as Poirier hungry to start off. Poirier. Pass over to McMillan. She's got 2 tonight. At least 2, I think. McMillan looking to catch St. Hilaire on the. Now Batchelder in, shot, that goes high. Mills looking to come up with a loose ball. London comes up with it. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. London looking to get Batchelor. She's tied up. McMillan in, can't get the shot away. And now picked up by the Wolves is just out of reach of McRae. As McRae versus London going for the loose ball down low. Battle for the ball. Is McDonald able to pick that on up? McDonald. Pass over to London. London quickly up down the floor, trying to get to Batchelder. That goes up and over. 3:40 remain in the third period. Over to Hovey. Hovey coming out of the zone for the Wolves into breaker territory. Hovey using Van Bilzen as a Hovey in, and I think that just lazed off McDonald's helmet. He was going high as Van Bilzen comes up with the ball. Van Bilzen pass over for Hamilton. Hamilton in. Wolves still not killing the clock. They're just going for more as a loose ball comes over for Dietrich. Dietrich shakes off a check from Townsend. Thomas, sorry. Loose ball in front. That goes off the goalie. A fresh 30 on the clock. As Harker's shot goes off ahead and into the corner. Chased down by Thomas. Harker in there. Harker whizzing. Checking her as Harker trying to slip across. Slips away along the boards. Pass that over to Hovey. Hovey takes a hard check but gets it to Hamilton. And that's shot and that's up over the net. Back into the corner again is Dietrich. Dietrich gets it to Hamilton. Hamilton in with the shot, but the shot clock expires and that'll be Eastern Shore ball. 2:30 remaining. And it's a timeout to Eastern Shore with 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in this third period as the Wolves lead 12-6. And Eastern Shore needs 6 goals in the remainder of this game to keep the season going. The Wolves need to keep them to 5 or less to win the East Coast Cup. It all comes down to this. The Wolves off to that great second period. And now Eastern Shore scored the last 2 goals. They're looking to get on a run here, and the plans have been drawn up. And the goalie's heading back to the office, and we're getting ready to go here for the last 2 minutes and 36 seconds. And what the Wolves will hope will be the season. The Breakers hope will put us to the game tomorrow. So far, it's shots are 11-7 for the Wolves in this third period. Collins brings the ball up over center as we got a penalty coming here. As a high stick, and a shot in, and a save by Martin. McMillan fighting for that loose ball. And we'll pick it up, and it'll be a high sticking call as the stick got up on Batchelder. And now we'll see the veteran Hamilton heading to the box. Well, interference is with the call. With 2:17 remaining in the third period. Eastern Shore 5-on-4 advantage. Collins with the ball. And so we got a little, they haven't got the penalty back up on the shot clock yet, or back up on the scoreboard yet, so that's why it was whistled down. We'll start over. Now here we go. Clock ticking, and Collins with the ball. Collins over to McMillan. McMillan back to Collins. Collins back for London. London cross for Batchelder. She can't take it clean. Now Batchelder back up with it. Rolls the low shot in. That's knocked down in front by London. 6 seconds left in the shot clock. McMillan. McMillan turns, fires. That's a save by Martin. And player goes into the crease, and that'll be Martin comes up with the ball. Oh, but they're saying it's Eastern Shore ball. Okay. McMillan starting from the corner. Minute 45 remaining in the third period. As McMillan Look for the pass across for Collins. Collins in with the shot and a save. And toast save by Martin. London rolls back up top. London. Pass over. Coming across is, no, that's London. Goes from Mills. Collins with the shot. That deflects wide. Mills back up with the ball for Eastern Shore. Up top to Collins. Collins fires! And Martin holds her ground and keeps control of it in the zone. Hands it off to Van Bilzen. Now Van Bilzen goes for a run down the floor. Minute 10 remain in the third period as Van Bilzen looks to slow this down. As Van Bilzen shovels it off to Hovey. Hovey takes it into the corner. And we've got 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Hovey looks to get a shot in on net. That's a save. Loose ball into the corner. Hovey still causing all kinds of issues as Yo comes up with it for the Breakers. That's Duck, sorry. Duck passes across. That's Collins, can't take that cleanly. But St. Hilaire will come up with it. 30 seconds remain in the period. As looking for the return pass. That's broken up and picked up by Hayward. Hayward coming back down the floor. Hayward rolls off a check from Collins. Hayward looking to kill as much time as possible here as we're into the final 20 seconds. That matches the shot clock. So basically, they're just running out the shot clock now as the Wolves are getting ready to be your 20, 25, and get their first ever East Coast Cup as Van Bilzen in her final junior game. And the Wolves win the cup for the first time in franchise history. Congratulations, Corey Martin, general manager of the Wolves, on a successful 20-25 campaign, and that will end the East Coast Junior Lacrosse League female season on a win here in Muscataubbit. And congratulations to the Muscataubbit Breakers. What a hard-fought series in this finals, as the previous 3 games, 2 of them went to overtime. One was a 1-goal come from behind at the end. But at the end of the day, it's the Wolves on a nearly perfect season that was ruined by last game by the Breakers. But they're able to come out tonight as you see this team has come together. And a fantastic season it is. Maddie Dyer hugging both her sisters, Emily and Allie, coaches on the Wolves team. As those ball caps will be prized possessions for years to come. So make the final Wolves 12, Eastern Shore 6 for the final game of the season. At the end, it was 60 shots on goal by the Wolves, 43 shots on goal by the Breakers. Top goal scorers in the game, Batchelder with 2 goals, 2 assists. And on the Wolves side, it was Abby Hamilton with 3 goals, 1 assist, as well as Benta Van Bilzen with a goal and 3 assists for 4 points each. One of those things, when you looked at the high scorers through the season for the Wolves, it was the second layer that came out here tonight and was able to, it was depth that got the Wolves to this final game, and that's what it took to get by these Breakers. There's a few happy out there as the players will come together and they'll shake hands as this being the final game and the end of the series. Led by the goaltenders, Kayla Martin, fantastic, held Eastern Shore scoreless in the second period and got her And Eastern Shore being led by Michaela McDonald, who absolutely stood on her head in Game 3 earlier this week, and then again tonight. But the Wolves, like I said, the depth, the second lines came out huge for them as we get set to go. I see Brendan very quickly pulled off the stripes and he got out the East Coast Cup sitting there by the time box just waiting to be presented. Bittersweet victory here for Benta Van Bilzen, our captain. This will be her final game as she'll age out, as well as our assistant captain, Maddie Hamilton. Well, this will be her last. This will be her last Junior A lacrosse game, but I don't think for a second it'll be the last time we'll see either of these players. They seem to find their way back into the Wolves, and they quite often say, if you're a wolf for life. Never quite understood if that's a compliment or a threat, but as we get set for the presentation, Brendan Smithson, commissioner of the league, is had a hard day today. He had to officiate an entire game, and now he's got to officiate the proceedings. As we'll pass it off to Brendan. Captain Benta Van Bilzen with assistant captains Callie James with the 2 broken hands. Broke a wrist in the last game. And Maddie Hamilton accept the East Coast Cups on behalf of the Sackville Wolves for the 2025 championship. Now will come the obligatory, we gotta get the team picture going here with the cup. And with that, I'll say a special congratulations to coaches Allie Dyer, Corey Martin, trainer Jade Corkum, coach KJ McNeil, I believe that was a picture of all the Canada Games team from both teams getting together as Canada Games lacrosse back in the Canada Games return back in Niagara, the last Canada Games, and return again as Canada Games will be in St. John's in August. I believe it's 2 weeks I saw before they head out for that. Good luck to Team Nova Scotia in the Canada Games as we get set here, but continue. Coaches KJ McNeil and Ryan Yvonne, who even suffered some illness and got through. So we're getting ready to take their picture on the floor here. But that's a special thanks to Jason Mullen, who's master of ceremonies at all the games, both for the male and female side, and father of Sophia Mullen. Every game, Jason's working the floor there, and he's working the floor now, keeping everybody organized. As we get set here, there's always the cup, but it's the picture at the end that they're most happy with. And this might have been the last game of the season, but it's not the last game, as the All-Star game will be happening on Sunday. I believe it's 1:30 from the Greenfoot Energy Center, or the BMO Center as I still call it, back in Bedford. So if you're looking for some skills competition, I'm sure there'll be a few BTBs thrown around. Come on over to in Bedford to the Greenfoot Energy Center to catch the female All-Star game this Sunday. As we'll say this signing off, it's been an absolute pleasure working with Maritime Athletic Profiles through this season and giving the play-by-play as many games as I could. And I want to thank everybody. Thank you for your support of the female game, the Creators game, and what a great game it is. And we hope to see you all 26, as it'll be just around the corner. It'll be the next season. But as always, what a great job these guys at Maritime Athletic Profiles have done. Give a few thumbs up to them. And I want to say thank you to everybody all through this season. Yeah, you get your goalies in there for what a great job these players have done. Thanks again, everybody. I'm Larry McVicker. Larry Cherry, as the kids call me. And I hope you have a happy and fun summer. And stay safe, everybody. And we'll see you. If it's not at the hockey rink, it'll be on the lacrosse floor. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great summer.